Hello बच्चों, myself Rahul Joshi. Let's discuss the solution of quiz number 12. This problem is given, which is based on nth root of unity, and moreover, there are many methods to solve this question. So let me start with very basic method. Here it is given that ZR, which is R from 1 to 2m, m belongs to natural number, and these are the roots of this equation. Okay, so it has 2m power, so obviously there will be 2m roots for this. Now we have to find the value of this 1 upon 1 minus zr, its summation, and r is from 1 to 2m. So how we can find this? So let me explain you the method 1. So in the method 1, I can say that the given equation z power 2m plus z power 2m minus 1 plus z power 2m minus 2 and so on, z plus 1 equal to 0. Can I write this equation as the roots format? Basically, roots are what? Z1, Z2, Z3, and so on, Z2m. So I'm writing it as Z minus Z1 into Z minus Z2, and so on, Z minus Z2m. Okay. Now, if I just observe that what is needed, actually we need to find this, and in the equation we have written the factors in the product. So two things we have to do. First thing, they should be in the denominator, and second, they should be in the summation. So for the summation, I can use one approach that we can take the log. Okay, and right now I'm taking that, let's say it is t. Okay, so t equal to this, so let's take log both the sides. So log of t is equal to log of entire expression, which is nothing, z minus z1, plus log of z minus z2, plus and so on, log of z minus z2m. Okay. Now we need to convert in the denominator. So best way is what? We can differentiate the equation. So if I differentiate, I'll get 1 upon t. And what is the differentiation of t? You know that it is 2m z power 2m minus 1 plus 2m minus 1 into z power 2m minus 2 plus and so on. Differentiation of z is 1. Okay, which is equal to 1 upon z1, 1 upon z minus z1 plus 1 upon z minus z2 plus and so on, 1 upon z minus z2m. Okay, now right hand side can be converted into the required expression. How? We can put z equal to 1 and it would be very simple. Okay, so right hand side can be written as summation of 1 upon z minus zr, where r is from 1 to n. That is needed actually. So left hand side we can find the value. So here this expression, if I put z equal to 1, so it is nothing, 1 up to 2m, that is a summation. So what is that? 2m times of 2m plus 1 divided by 2 multiplied with 1 by t. Now t is what? This expression. So what is this value? That is 1 plus 1 plus and so on 2m times you are writing 2m plus 1 times you are writing 1. So what is their summation? 2m plus 1, and it is in denominator. So I'll say 1 upon 2m plus 1. Okay, so this and this got cancelled. 2 got cancelled. Finally, we have m. So we can say m is equal to summation 1 upon z minus zr, where r is equal to 1 up to n. So finally, answer for this question is A, right? If I explain you another method, let's say one more method I try. You know that this equation has 2m roots. And if I add 1 also, because if we include z minus 1 both the sides into this, okay, z minus 1 into this equation, you will say that it is z power 2m plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. Basically, 2m plus 1 roots are there, out of which 1 is on real axis. Other roots, z1 and z power 2m or z2m, they are conjugate of each other. Okay, similarly, z2 and z2 minus 1, 2m minus 1, they are conjugate to each other. I can use this approach. How? Let's see. So this needed part is 1 upon 1 minus z1, 1 upon 1 minus z2, plus and so on 1 upon 1 minus z2m. We know that these two are conjugate to each other, so I'm just adding these two terms. Similarly, z2 and z2 minus 1 can be added, so we know that there will be m pairs. Okay, so let me check that what is the value of each pair, and then accordingly we can write the value. So first and last term is added, then 1 minus z2m plus 1 minus z1 divided by 1 minus z1 multiplied with 1 minus z2m. Okay, plus and so on, these are m pairs. So numerator is 2 minus z1 minus z2m divided by, this is 1 minus z1 minus z2m plus z1 z2m. Okay, and so on, these are m pairs. Now we know that z1 and z2m are conjugate of each other. If they are conjugate of each other, then z1 z2m can be written as z1 z1 bar, which is mod z1 square. And if you product the conjugate to each other, they'll be giving 1 only, because z2m can be written as 1 upon z1, because their product is actually z power n. So this is nothing, 1 only. So finally you will be getting 2 minus z1 minus z2m divided by 2 minus z1 minus z2m. These are m pairs. So because of that, this value is 1, and you can observe that in every pair it would be giving 1 only. So what is the summation? That is m. Okay, so we got the same answer. If I explain the method 3, you know that this is this is equation with the degree 2m, and which has the roots z1 z2 and so on z2m. I can use the concept of transformation of roots. Okay, so in the transformation of roots, you know that z can be replaced upon on 1 minus z. If I simplify this, I'll get 1 minus z1 is equal to 1 upon z. So z1 is equal to z minus 1 upon z. So let's take z minus 1 upon z power 2m plus z minus 1 upon z power 2m minus 1, and so on, z minus 1 upon z plus 1 equal to 0. Now if I simplify this, I'll get z minus 1 power 2m, z minus 1 power 2m minus 1, but 1 z is multiplied because I'm taking LCM, and so on. You will get z power 2m minus 1 into z minus 1 plus z power 2m equal to 0. Now we know that this equation has roots 1 upon 1 minus z1, 1 upon 1 minus z2, and so on, 1 upon 1 minus zr. These are the roots. Now it can be used that what is the coefficient of z power 2m, what is coefficient of z power 2m minus 1, that will be answering. Okay, so if I see here z minus 1 power 2m minus 1, so binomial can be used. So if you see by binomial, you will get 2m plus 1 into z power 2m, okay, plus the coefficient of z power 2m minus 1 plus and so on equal to 0. I'm not interested on other coefficients except z power 2m minus 1. Okay, that coefficient will be, if I use the binomial, so I'll see that from very first term, okay, it will be coming minus 2m c1 and then minus 2m minus 1 cm c1 minus of 2m minus 2 c1 and so on minus 1. So basically minus of 1 plus 2 plus and so on till 2m summation will come. So that is nothing, m with minus sign, m into m plus 1, m into 2m plus 1. Okay, so what is the sum of roots? That is equal to minus of minus m to m plus 1 divided by 2m plus 1. Now this and this got cancelled. Finally, you are getting m. Okay, so all these three methods can be used. If you get any other method, so you can mention in the comment section. So I hope you got it. Thank you.